Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today, like moths to a flame, we find ourselves returning yet again to Arabia to witness the Viper playing as the blue Cumans take on Nicov playing as the red Bengalis. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Cumans are a civilization built for fast, speedy attacks with some super cool features in the game. To start with, all Cuman mounted units move progressively faster as the game goes on, all the way up to 15% faster in Imperial, and some of these mounted units, like their Scout Cav, their Step Lancers, and their Cav Archers, can actually be upgraded to train in half the time. Now, if you want to put fast early game pressure on your opponent, you can actually build a siege workshop in Feudal Age, although you are limited to only building rams. If you prefer to pressure your opponent with ranged or mounted units instead, remember Cuman archery rangers and stables both only cost 100 wood, so you can build more of them earlier on. Now, if instead you want to build a fast, booming economy, the Cumans can also build a second town center in Feudal Age, although remember this does take time and resources and does pull a large amount of villagers off the production line. Now, to protect this booming economy, the Cumans, like the Goths, do not have stone walls, although Cuman palisades do come with 33% more HP. Now, once you've established your base and have your first castle up, you can begin training the unique unit of the Cumans, the Kipchak. This is a fast mounted archer unit that fires multiple arrows, although remember, only the first arrow does full damage to your opponent. Now, opposing the Viper in red, we've got Nicov playing as the Bengalis, an elephant civilization through and through. All of their elephant units receive less bonus damage, they're more resistant to conversion, and they can be upgraded to attack 20% faster, which is amazing when you consider the fact that Bengalis get fully upgraded battle elephants and siege elephants, and their elephant archers also benefit from Parthian tactics. Now, in order to support these slow, easily converted units on the battlefield, Bengali monks come with a huge armor boost. I believe it's +3/+3. And the Bengali unique unit is the Rata, one of the most versatile units in the game, being a chariot that can actually switch between ranged attacks and melee attacks. Now, in order to support the Bengali army on the field of battle, every Bengali town center spawns 2 villagers for free when the next age is reached, and their civilian population can actually be upgraded as a whole to take up 10% less population space by making each and every one of these villagers take up 0.9 population room instead of 1. So you can use that extra population space for more villagers, you can use it for more military, whatever the hell you want to do with your extra population room, the Bengalis give you that ability. Now, I'm not too sure why, but the Bengalis have come under a lot of attack on the, at least on the Reddit communities that I'm a member of. A lot of people want that civilization gone. I don't know why. To me, it's a fun civilization. If you can get up to the castle and Imperial Age and have access to those elephants, monks with more armor, make them super tanky on the field of battle, make them much safer against these guys, these scout cavalry who's are basically designed to snipe monks. Nicov having a bit of trouble with his one deer, not knowing if it wants to go left, go right. Finally does take a few arrows to the throat and goes down, gives more meat to our Bengali population so that it can begin growing and flourishing. So yeah, I'm not too sure why the Bengalis have been so maligned online. To me, it's just another civilization. The Rata is incredibly versatile, but I believe it does count as a cavalry archer, and so skirmishers are basically the perfect counter to it. So it's not exactly the strongest unit. Maybe that's why people don't like it. But I've never really heard or read of a coherent argument as to why the Bengalis need to be removed from the game, although a lot of people are very adamant that they do need to be nerfed, or whatever the expression is. For now, let's take a look at where our opponents have spawned, both of them going up to Feudal. Our Bengali a minute and 15 seconds ahead of his opponent. Viper base completely open here. Where is his primary gold? Nice and secured, nice and tucked away in the back. His primary stone a little bit exposed here in the front would do well to take this hill so that his opponent doesn't get control of his primary stone, because his secondary stone is way far back here, way off campus. Let's take a look at Nikov's base, also completely open, woodline very far away from the town center. 2 lumber camps. I love this placement of the lumber camps, although the Viper is going to see exactly right away. He's going to see both lumber camps. He's going to know that this is a weak spot, especially if he circles around the back and discovers this little nook here. Where is our Bengali player's gold? Nice and secure in the back, pretty close to the town center. Primary stone also very front facing, very exposed, would do well to take charge of that and control of that little area so that his opponent doesn't manage to lame his, I guess, second most important resource in the later stages of the game. In any event, for now, both players in Feudal. Viper opting for economic upgrades, our red Bengali opting for building more and more villagers. He is taking advantage of that Bengali bonus, going up to 25 villagers to the Viper's 21. Has now discovered where the Viper is poking himself into the Viper's base. One thing I've noticed, I think the Tatars are the same way. Most of the town centers, when you reach Feudal... Oh, what are these guys doing? Just hanging out. Most of the town centers, when you reach Feudal, the town center looks complete, right? There's a roof. There's a nice warm glow inside. But I think the steppe civilizations, they always look like they're kind of dilapidated, right? There's exposed brick here. There's building materials on top of the roof of the town center. I think the Tatars are the same way. I'm not too sure why the developers of the game chose to make the town centers for these civs look, I'm going to use the word incomplete or under construction. I'm not too sure why, but yeah, take a look. You can see the exposed. It looks like it's taken a bit of a beating, this Cuman town center. For now, though, our Bengali player circling, trying to find an avenue to be annoying, but the Viper with a few spearmen will shoo that away. Oh, did I see a town center? Yes. Okay, the Viper opting for a economic boom with a town center, but this is exactly what I was talking about while I was describing the civ. The Viper not only has to invest the resources to build this town center, but he also had to pull 9 villagers off the production line. Oh, maybe a 10th? 10 villagers who are not doing anything. Okay, now 7. These 3 go back to Jack and Lumber. 7 villagers who are not doing anything but producing or building a town center. For now, we've got a bit of a fracas in the middle of the map. Nothing too crazy. A few spearmen, a few archers, or rather 1 archer, and now we've got some scout cat beating the shit out of each other in the center as well. Second archer, I guess, hanging out near the base, trying to make sure Viper doesn't do any cheeky wraparounds. Oh, did not wall this off completely, so now Nicov is inside the berry line, although we'll see what he can get done. This is a kill zone if I've ever seen one, so he's got to back away. These units are not going to get any villagers. 2 spearmen, a scout cavalry, and a half-dead archer are not exactly the game-ending threat. But I guess once you do build your town center and the 7 villagers can become productive again, it does give you, you know, short-term pain for long-term gain. Sort of thing. For now, Viper getting more archer upgrades for his range units. He's got a massive 2 skirmishers here patrolling the eastern portion of his base. He's walled off the south. He's trying to wall off the east as well. Did he manage to build a palisade here? I think this might still be open from the attack a few minutes ago. This game is always fun like that. Whenever anything's on a hill, remember that when the players play, usually they use the checkerboard, and so they can see the tiles, which unit is on which tile, which structure is on which tile, so they can see much easier than we can on things like hills of where exactly the wall off is complete, where it's incomplete. Nicov is going to see the second town center. He's going to know the Viper went a little bit greedy here. Oh, does take a bunch of archer fire to the face from garrison villagers. And now decides to back away with his small force that's almost at half HP. The Viper now the one being aggressive, moving forward with 2 skirmishers. We'll see what they can get done. Take a massive 1 HP off this villager, 2 HP off the villager. And like you know, this is why I say these armies are not game ending, but they are very annoying to deal with. Oh, it looked like for a second that he was attacking the macaw as it gently flies over the southern portion of Nikov's base. Nicov still circling, trying to find some kind of avenue of attack. Has he seen the southern portion of Viper's base? He has not. He will now. Let's see what he does once he discovers the wall off. Oh, immediately turns around. No point in even going that far south. And now a scout cavalry should be able to decimate these two skirmishers. Not too sure what the Viper was thinking, sending these two incredibly weak units unsupported out onto the opponent's base. But we've got two sneaky villagers. Where are they going? They've got pickaxes in their hand. Are they looking to thief resources? Let's keep an eye on these two villagers for now, even though Nicov is continuing to put more pressure on his opponent. Archers hanging right outside this blue line. Okay, you've made the trek. The question is why? What are you going to build for us here? Nicov hitting Castle Age, immediately plopping down a siege workshop. Okay, so he's looking to end the game. He's seen that the Viper has taken the second town center in Feudal, which means that the Viper might have a villager lead, but he is going to be very far behind when it comes to going up to Castle. Yeah, look at that. He's about a minute and a half behind his opponent, who is making himself incredibly comfortable with a siege workshop and a monastery. Viper sees both of these, though. And let's see what we're producing. A monk and a mangonel. Okay. Needs to produce some kind of supporting unit, though. I mean, one spearman here, once. Oh, no. Okay. So he's got the 4 spearmen that are going to become pike in exactly 4 in-game seconds. Let's keep an eye on those. Yeah, they become pike right now. So they should be able to support these mangonels. The problem is for Nicov, Viper is also in castle, and he's playing to the strength of his civ, getting bloodlines, getting light cavalry upgrades. So he's going to have an incredibly fast army. I mean, these scout cav move on a 1.71. That is just ridiculous. But how will he answer this mangonel? He's trying to do a little wraparound, but these pike have to get into position. Oh, we'll lose a monk. Oh no, will he? No, okay. This is the power of the Bengali monks. Remember, they do come with extra armor. I'll click on the next one. He is producing 3 at a time. Just to show you, look at this. +3 armor on these monks. So they are going to be quite tanky. The Viper coming forward with a mangonel of his own. Villager takes a few stone balls to the back. Does stay strong, does stay standing, although does get sniped eventually by the light cav. So the mangonel softened her up, and then the light cav came and took her out. No more red dots streaming across the map for our red Bengali player, who is now under siege by mangonels to the left, scout light cav to the, I guess, the center, and now no more siege for our red Bengali, who has to turn around. Yeah, finally more red dots streaming across the map. One villager, a pikeman. Okay, he's getting melee attack upgrades. He's getting wheelbarrow. So he wants these villagers to move faster. He wants them to be more productive. He wants to defend them with stronger pikemen. The question is, can he? The Viper is here in the center. Oh, let's see if a mangonel comes out here. Perfect timing for Nicov. One beautiful, waited for the Viper's mangonel to fire. Oh, and does catch 2 of Viper's light cav. What is Viper working with? Okay, Nicov is supply blocked. He's housed at 60. The Viper has enough population room to go up to 85, but where is his military? He's got 5 military supply. 4 of it is out in the center of the map. Take a look at the HP on these light cav, though. They are incredibly weak. Luckily, catches this pike on move command, but take a look now. The HP is even worse. It's sitting at about 1/3 of what it should be for a fully healthy light cav. More and more mangonels being produced by our red Bengali. 2 more mangonels. Any more monks? No. So he stopped monk production at what, 2? And now we've got step lancers out of our blue Cuman player, who has a random battering ram hanging out in the center of his base. A 3rd town center has gone up for the Viper. A 3rd town center going up for our red Bengali. So villager count Viper very much ahead by virtue of having that 2nd town center earlier on, and now that he's in castle, now the town center looks a little bit more complete. I mean, it still looks a little dusty and dirty, right? It looks like there's still some building materials. It looks like the dome has been attacked by some aerial forces, perhaps, although that does not exist in this game. 3 mangonels are out. How many pike to support? 10. So we'll see what the Viper can do. What is he doing for now? Sending 4 step lancers across the map, trying to put on some counter pressure. He knows that his opponent has entrenched himself here with these slow-moving units. Monks, pike, mangonel, not the quickest units in the game, and so our Bengalis' ability to react to this is almost non-existent. He has to produce units right at his base. Instead of doing that, decides to wall off and build a monastery to try to shoo away those step lancers. Okay, you've got 4 mangonel. Why are you retreating? Okay, retreating to the safety of something. I'm not too sure why, but this is quite an interesting little force here. 11 pike, 5 mangonels, 2 feudal age archers, and 3 full faith monks. But the Viper... Okay, the Viper says, you know what, I think I can defend at home. I think I can take your these punches to the face and stay strong. So I'm going to send these villagers. Where is he sending them to? To this gold? While his step lancers roam the middle of the map. 12 step lancers are not a laughing matter. I mean, I know he's being attacked in the front, but I do want to see what the hell he plans on doing with these villagers. Okay, step lancer takes out a monk, takes a mangonel shot to the face. Nicov not doing the damage he needs to do so far, and now the Viper's inside his base. Oh, this is a disaster for Nicov. He's got nothing at home to defend this, except a town center full of the weakest unit you can put in a town center, which is the villager. We'll keep an eye on those step lancers. What is Viper doing with these villagers? Nothing yet. Okay. He's got a shit ton of wood, does the Viper. Almost 1,200 wood. We'll see what that's for. Okay, 1 step lancer does get converted. Oh, God. Nicov is just taking too many shots to the face here. 2 mangonels for the cost of 1. And now the step lancers come in. Oh, what a disaster for Nicov. Not enough pressure. Not enough damage being done. Instead, his pike is chasing this battering ram for some reason. And now the step lancers just turn tail and run away. I mean, take a look at how fast they run. 1.6 beats 1 any day of the week. Okay, Viper taking out an aggressive Jaguar here and building a town center. Okay. Okay. His unit's now running away. The monk is out. These have taken a huge amount of damage. Their HP also at 1/3. A monk randomly on the maps. What are you doing out in the middle of the map? I don't know what the hell that was. Nicov falling apart in the front here. Does have the pike, but no way to reinforce this. There's nothing here. There's no barracks. These 2 feudal age archers with their 1 kill. Oh, God. And now the Viper microing these step lancers to his heart's delight. Will take out all the pikemen. Will take out all the archers. And now all of Nikov's aggression at the front is completely stalled. What is the Viper doing? Hanging out here. Too bad these units don't regenerate health. Otherwise, they'd be at perfect health right now. We got finally a supporting barracks. I'm not even going to call this a front-facing barracks or a proxy barracks. This is just a purely supporting barracks. Although, is it too little too late? The Viper, 13 step lancers, a random scorpion out on the map. We'll see what the hell that's for. Not too sure. Oh, Nicov doesn't even get the scorpion. That is a very sour mangonel shot. Does not even get the villagers. And Nicov has completely collapsed at the front of the map. And now he's roaming around with his pikemen, his monks, rebuilding his aggressive infrastructure. What is the Viper doing? Now he's planting down farms. Okay. Farms, lumber, and gold all available to him with this weird, bizarre side expansion, which Nicov, let's see if he has any inclination. He does not. This is in the complete gray dark zone. Viper going up to 106 villagers. His greedy build in early game pays off. Has managed to stymie all of Nikov's aggression, although now let's take a look. Nicov discovers the center this juicy center expansion, and does lose a Step Lancer, does the Viper, although military count is not too uneven. I mean, you've got Step Lancers against Pike. I leave it up to you to decide which of those takes a fight in these numbers. What do we have? 10, 13 pikemen against 12 Step Lancers, both on the exact same upgrades of +1/+1. Does finally get this weird, bizarre Scorpion that was being built for some inexplicable reasons. The Viper putting down a very defensive castle right next to a town center, and Nicov is back, and he is back with what? 10 pike, 5 monks this time, a Step Lancer and a Mangonel, a second Mangonel, and 2 more pike reinforcing. I mean, this reinforcement should have been here earlier on, but the Viper sees it, and the Viper knows it means that his opponent is forward facing, which means he's got Jack Diddley at home, and so 578 HP of Step Lancers are coming forward. They will get this house. Nicov desperately walling himself off here. He does not want to give access to the Viper, to this juicy last remaining gold mine that he has inside his base. His other gold pile very far off campus here. Oh no, the house did not fall. Brilliant play by Nicov. I mean, the Viper's engaging into these town centers is a terrible move. 578 HP has become 330 HP. And now his town center's under attack as well. Okay. The question is, when will Nicov see this? You can't let your opponent, especially when your opponent's as good as the Viper, take random unexplored areas of the map from you. Nicov doing an okay job keeping a pace with villagers. He's only down about productive villagers. He's only down about 15 at this stage of the game. Not terrible, but in come the light cav from our Cuman player. Look how fast these guys move. 1.65. This town center continuing to be shelled away. Monks need to get their asses over here to... Actually, no, not really. They don't need to support the pike against light cav. Viper does lose a town center. What has Nicov seen of the map? Oh god, take a look at his vision on the mini-map. He has basically seen a corridor of attack straight up the guts, which is exactly what he wants to do. That is his game plan this game, but because he's missing the peripheral vision, he is missing all of the action on the sides. And the Viper is using that to his advantage. Oh, look at these axes. They managed to chop away at this Jaguar. Another wildlife creature paying the price for human expansion. This is exactly like Avatar. Where the hell is Nikov's Unobtainium? The Viper building another castle. Very defensive castles here by the Viper. I'm surprised he's gone so aggressive with this town center placement, but so defensive with his castles. For now, though, light cav, the Viper a minute away from Imperial. Nicov 3 minutes behind. I don't know that he can withstand this. This is an incredibly slow army. For some reason has clumped all the slow units together. Should be able to stop this castle, though, with his mangonels. Oh, sour here for the Viper. But take a look at what the Viper... He's in the north of Nikov's base with light cav. He is trying to penetrate the south with light cav. These Step Lancers are, or rather should, bust through these palisades. And Kipchaks are out here. They are going to be causing so much damage. So annoying. While Nicov... Was this a bait castle? Was this castle designed by the Viper, who is now in Imperial? Ah, Nicov is in huge trouble. Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised. Was this a bait castle by the Viper? Is he playing 4D chess? Was this castle designed to die? Just so Nikov's entire army would be pulled over this way? Nicov would think that he's getting a win here, while at the same time his base being raided by Kipchaks to the north, Kipchaks to the northwest. Light cav are going to bust their way in here. Light cav have already, or rather Step Lancers and light cav have already busted their way into his base. Nicov just being picked apart here by the Viper with his fast Cuman units. I mean, this is the Viper playing to the strength of his civilization. Busted through this one little palisade, inserted himself with these Step Lancers. 5 kills on this Step Lancer, 0 kills, 3 kills to 3 on these guys. I mean, when Nicov GG'd and then sees this expansion, That is the worst feeling in the world. I mean, you thought you were nice and safe. You thought you were you thought you were the one being aggressive. 36 army supply to 23, down 30 villagers, though, is that villager lead by the Viper expanding ever greater. The Viper going up the sides of the map, like someone in my comments recently posted. The gold is on the sides in an open map. And so generally players that take that gold find themselves able to attack their opponents from multiple angles at once. We've got 10 Kipchaks in the production queue, or rather one more, but 10 in total, and they are out. They are such a fun unit. 1.62 speed. They don't attack on the highest number. I mean, base attack of 4 for the standard Kipchak, but the multiple arrows and their speed make them so annoying. I mean, take a look. 2 Kipchaks here are disrupting basically an entire wood line, an entire farming community. These 2 are disrupting the lumberjack here. Incredible play by the Viper. I mean, I think our red Bengali didn't put on enough pressure early on with his expansion, his proxy base here with the monastery and the siege workshop. He's back in force building. I mean, I wish this game had gone on for a few more minutes. Nicov was how far away from Imperial? About 1:47 from Imperial. Nah, it's too much time. By this time, the Viper would have already been gutting his economy, raping and pillaging and looting all the Bengali villagers that he could, especially with this. I mean, this is... The Viper's got, what, 1, 2, 3 other town centers. He lost one here in the gold mine, I believe, near the gold. I think it was here. But this sneaky one here, I mean, how many villagers does he have here? 17 villagers undiscovered by his opponent. Let's take a look at the stats. 32 light cav, 33 pike. Not the insane kill count of a longer game, but my God, a game of positioning if I've ever seen one. Peak APM identical for both players, although Nikov's came in at the 11-second mark. The Viper's at the 24-minute mark. Let's take a look at the economy. The Viper, oh my goodness, 10,000 resources ahead of his opponent. No relic gold for either player. Let's take a look at converts. 8 converts by our Bengali player. Okay, so not terrible. Kill count here. The Viper has killed 71 units, of which half of those are villagers. Nicov killing 62, of which 5. So Nicov has gotten the military kill count advantage. But in terms of civilian, again, the Viper busting his way through the west, being annoying with these Kipchaks to the north. Plus, he's got more reinforcing Kipchaks on the way. Step Lancer with 5 kills in the center, the ooey gooey center of his base, and the back of his base is now being under attack. Game ending literally 1 second before the 40-minute mark. Viper hitting Imperial, his opponent Nicov realizing that he took the bait with this castle. His entire military, incredibly slow military of monks and mangonels and pike, a few cavalry units thrown in, but too little too late. Realizes that he's been duped, realizes that he is under attack and has no ability to defend this. I mean, these 2, who wins this battle? I mean, it looks like Nikov's units are the superior ones in terms of HP, but the Viper has the upgrades, right? He's sitting at +2/+2 against +2/+2 as well. Interesting. Okay, these might be converted light cav in that case, because I don't see Nikov's I don't see any kind of cavalry armor from him. So these might be converted. He does have a monastery here. How many monks? 9 monks. I don't know why it took me to the middle of nowhere when I clicked the 9 monks, but are they? Where are they? No, I don't see them at all inside his base. They must all be here. This is 6. So there's 3 monks somewhere out on the map. We're not going to spend an hour looking for them. Yeah, Nicov, I think. I wish I knew if this was... this is going to bother me. I wish I knew if this was a bait castle just to pull Nicov this way so that the Viper had easy access to attack him from all angles. I mean, take a look at the minimap. There's blue to the north, blue to the west, blue to the south, blue to the center, blue to the east. Too much blue for Nicov, who taps out Viper, takes the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.